Wake up early and stack wins. What I mean about waking up early, that doesn't mean you have to wake up at 4 a.m. But if you're waking up at 8 or 9 a.m., consider waking up at maybe 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. And when you do, I want you to stack wins. The first win is going to be to not hit the snooze button, right? The second win is going to be to maybe drink 30 ounces of water. And I'm just kind of describing my morning routine to you. The next win is going to be to not dive into your social media, but instead to shower and get to your next thing that you're going to do. Most of you out there think that success in life is a byproduct of big wins. Like, I got to make that deal. I got to get that sale. I got to start that partnership. And the big wins are important too. Make no mistake about it. But I'm here to tell you that the little wins, stacked every day, every hour, over time, over days, weeks, and months, make you a fucking gangster of a human being. You have got to exercise daily, because when you exercise daily, you begin to train your muscles. You begin to train your cardiovascular system. But above and beyond that, you begin to get results. Those results are more wins that you're stacking. And those results are a byproduct of discipline, of consistency, of effort, of focus, of delayed gratification. One awesome workout is not going to give you the results you want. 1 week of awesome workouts won't give you the results you want. 1 month, you might start seeing some results. 1 year or 6 months, dude, now you're seeing some results. And what did that teach you? That taught you that even if you're not feeling like it, even if you're not motivated that day, you are going to go into the gym, you're going to hit the trail, you're going to do your exercise routine, even if no matter what, because you are a disciplined, consistent, focused individual. And the reality is, the bigger your dream, the more they want to shit on it. But that doesn't mean everybody wants to shit on it. You might have a tight group of family members or friends who really root for you. But beyond that, most people that you share your dreams with, they're going to be so intimidated, because you're going to have to change and become your higher self. If you have this big dream, you're going to have to change and become your higher self to achieve that dream. You're going to have to become different. You're going to have more commitment. You're going to have to dedicate more time. And that means more time away from them. And that's why most people are like the crabs in a bucket. They want to pull you down and they want to hold you down, because they don't want to see you thrive, because you are now going to have to disassociate from them. Go the other way. Most people are a part of some kind of herd. They see what the herd is doing and they do what the herd is doing. And the reality is, and Tony Robbins says this, he says, if you want to be successful in life, watch what everybody is doing and do the opposite. I have big goals and big dreams that I have to do the opposite of what everyone else is doing. And if you're doing the opposite, you're going to stand out. And you know what they say, the nail that stands out gets hammered. I'd rather get hammered for having big dreams, because all the hammering does is forge me into a stronger human being. And I'm asking you that if you have vices and addictions, I don't care if it's pornography, if it's gambling, if it's infidelity, if it's vape, if it's weed, if it's alcohol, whatever that vice and addiction is, kick it, stop it, give it up. It is not going to serve you in your trajectory to become a higher level human. Develop the high income skills. And high income skill number 1 is to be able to market. Learn how to drive leads and market and get leads to a business. And so I want you to put yourself in a position, whether you own a business or you're going to work for someone, learn to market, learn to sell, learn to write copy, as in sales copy, words that influence and persuade, and learn to lead. Do not complain. Complaining is like kryptonite, man. It repels people away from you. Be a problem solver. Be an optimistic problem solver. If you are having life problems, don't complain. Instead, learn to solve problems. Learn to ask for help. Learn to figure things out. Learn to show up as an optimist and not a pessimist, because the optimistic problem solver who can figure things out is going to be like honey, man. You're just going to attract good people to you. Don't marry and don't date crazy. I'm telling you right now, the number one influencing factor to a man's success or failure in life is who they choose as a spouse. Why would I want to marry someone or date someone who is constantly emotionally unpredictable. And if you're one of those guys that you're like, man, I like chicks who need to be saved. I'm a Captain Save-A-Ho. Don't be a motherfucking Captain Save-A-Ho, because when you get married to this chick and when you try and start a life with her, she's going to constantly be this tornado of problems each time you're trying to do something big, and you're going to realize, I can't start that company. I can't make those millions. I can't transform people's lives. I can't serve humanity, because each time I try, she is taking a massive shit on my life. So I'm telling you right now, don't be a Captain Save-A-Ho. Don't try and save crazy. Don't try and save someone who is unsavable. Instead, find someone who's equally yoked. Find someone who shares your core values. Find someone that will back you up. Find someone that will say they believe in you. They will advocate for you. And when you do, be so fucking awesome to her that all she wants to do is support you and be your one-woman pit crew. If you are the kind of dude that can impulsively reach for the vape, stop working, let me see what's happening on social media, don't be that guy. If you make a plan, execute the plan to its full completion. I've never known anyone who has impulsively made a decision and that decision has served them well. Most people who make great decisions and who have great ideas are the type of people that put impulse aside and they logically, pragmatically, pro and con a situation and then make the decision that's best for them. I think the most selfish thing any dude can do, any human can do for that matter, is to go, I only need X amount of dollars. I only need to make $400,000 a year. I only need to make $500,000 a year and I'll be set. Me and my family will be set. Really, what a selfish fucking move that is. So, what about your neighbor whose house burns down? What about if your mom or your dad get dementia like my mom did, or your dad has a stroke like my dad did? You're gonna be like, oh, well, I'm gonna put them in an old folks home? Or are you gonna be able to pony up the money to get the experimental medication they need so that they don't die of Alzheimer's? Instead, my mom will die of old age, right? Because if you know anything about dementia, it eats away the part of the brain that controls breathing. And the way you die of dementia or Alzheimer's is by you're basically suffocating to death. I don't want that for my mom. And so I was able to get her experimental medication that has been helping her and slowing down the erosion of her brain. And being that she's in her mid-80s, she'll die of old age instead of suffocating to death. Think about that. And I'm telling you, whatever your passion is, if you can, make it part of your career. Make it something that you can literally make money from and serve humanity with. But if you can't, still chase that passion, man. Don't just be that person that works for money, comes home and watches TV like Groundhog Day, goes to sleep unhappy, wakes up with no real sense of purpose or meaning, repeats the same day over and over again. That is fucking slavery. Learn to tell stories, learn to articulate a message, learn to draw a word picture. And if you're like, man, I don't know how to speak well, and I'm not a public speaker, and I don't know how to articulate a message and draw a word picture and storytell, let me remind you that I'm a foreigner to this country. I came to this country speaking Armenian, not English. English is a second language for me. I not only had to learn the language, I had to lose my accent, then I had to learn words that allowed me to draw word pictures, influence, persuade, and get people's imagination activated. Show respect to everyone. Like, don't be that guy that walks around in the gym shouldering someone. Don't be that person that walks into a store and doesn't hold the door open for the next person coming in. If it's a guy or a gal, it doesn't matter. Hold the fucking door open. How about you smile and give a nod, right? How about you make eye contact and shake hands? How about you say, hi, how are you? When you have these signs of respect, then all of a sudden you start getting respect back. And that's a good feeling. It takes 20 years to build your reputation. It takes 20 minutes to fuck it all up.